So you see a lot of people and a lot of aisles that don't seem to have much toilet paper and paper towels and sort of pre-pandemic-like situation in there.
Long lines and full carts. It's a scene that defined the early days of the pandemic. Now, 4 months into the coronavirus crisis, the panic shopping has returned to Florida as it faces a new threat. Tropical Storm Isaias.
The state bracing for heavy winds, drenching rain, and possible flooding along its east coast, already battling a storm of COVID-19 infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. Florida struggling to rein in the virus, but it knows how to handle hurricane season.
Well, quite frankly, I have to admit this is probably the calmest I've felt considering all the other stuff that's going on in the country. So, in a weird way, it's almost a sense of relief because it's somewhat normal for people who live in South Florida.
Isaias hampering efforts to track the virus, with state-run testing sites in its path forced to close, including in the hotspot of Miami. Coastal residents encouraged not to evacuate to avoid catching COVID in a shelter.
Because of COVID-19, we continue to feel that you are safer at home.
More than 7,000 Floridians have now been killed by the coronavirus. Across the country, daily deaths exceeded 1,000 for a sixth straight day on Saturday, pushing the national death toll past 150,000.
According to tracking by the Washington Post, the 7-day average for new coronavirus-related deaths rose in nearly half of U.S. states over the past week.
We are in a new phase. I want to be very clear. What we're seeing today is different from March and April. It is extraordinarily widespread. It's into the rural as equal urban areas.
That warning issued from the public health official overseeing the White House pandemic response. Her critics say she's enabled Donald Trump to downplay the severity of the virus, with one New York Times article suggesting she has consistently fed optimistic projections to the president, fueling the reopening decisions that led to outbreaks.
I think the president is spreading disinformation about the virus, and she is his appointee. So I don't have confidence there, no.
I have tremendous respect for the speaker. It was unfortunate that New York Times wrote this article without speaking to me. I have never been called Pollyannish or non-scientific or non-data driven.
While she wouldn't give a projection of how many deaths the U.S. could see by the end of the year, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is forecasting up to 182,000 deaths from the virus by August 22nd. For City News, I'm Caryn Ceolin.